Deep within the jungles of Central America, a once thriving civilization vanished without a trace, leaving behind mysteries that baffle historians even today. The Maya civilization, famous for their incredible architecture, complex calendar system, and vibrant culture, suddenly disappeared centuries ago, yet their legacy still shapes our understanding of ancient life. Unlocking their secrets could change everything we think we know about human history and the rise and fall of great civilizations. Stick around, because what we uncover might just rewrite the past you thought you knew. The rise of the Maya civilization in Mesoamerica. The Maya civilization's origins trace back to a time when small, scattered communities began gathering around rivers and fertile land in what is now southern Mexico and Central America. These early groups developed agricultural techniques that allowed them to grow maize, beans, squash, and cacao, creating a stable food supply that supported larger populations. Over time, these communities expanded and formed more complex social structures, with some villages evolving into emerging towns. This period laid the groundwork for the rise of Maya cities and the sophisticated society that would dominate the region for centuries. As the Maya gradually consolidated power, a network of city-states emerged across the dense jungles and highlands. These city-states often competed with each other through alliances, trade, and warfare, which helped them grow stronger and more organized. They built impressive ceremonial centers with large pyramids, plazas, and ball courts, showcasing the significance of religion and politics in their culture. These sites became focal points for religious ceremonies and political gatherings, fueling a sense of shared identity among the Maya people. The social hierarchy became more defined, with rulers and nobles wielding considerable influence, often claiming divine authority to justify their power. Trade played a vital role in the rise of Maya civilization as well. Merchants moved around the region carrying goods like obsidian, jade, textiles, and the exotic feathers of exotic birds and quetzal. These traded materials helped to create a vibrant economy and also spread ideas and cultural practices across the different city-states. The Maya also developed their own writing system, which allowed them to record history, genealogy, and important events. This system, along with advances in mathematics and astronomy, contributed to the cultural flowering that marked the early stages of their civilization. The construction of elaborate temples and palaces reflected both religious devotion and political strength, symbolizing the unity and sophistication of early Maya society. Eventually, the Maya civilization reached a peak in complexity and influence through a combination of political centralization, cultural innovation, and economic strength. Many of their iconic cities, such as Tikal and Palenque, became powerful centers of activity. Their achievements in art, architecture, and science stood out among the ancient cultures of the Americas. Despite later periods of decline and upheaval, the core of the civilization persisted for centuries, laying a foundation for the rich cultural legacy that still fascinates the world today. The rise of the Maya showcases a remarkable story of adaptation, ingenuity, and societal development in one of the most diverse and challenging environments on Earth. Their advanced knowledge of astronomy and architecture. The Maya civilization's mastery of astronomy is truly astonishing, especially considering the tools available to them. Unlike Western scientists who relied heavily on telescopes, the Maya observed celestial bodies with naked eyes, yet they achieved a level of understanding that rivaled some modern concepts. They tracked planets, the moon, and stars with remarkable accuracy. Their calendar systems, particularly the Tzolk'in and Harb, demonstrate an intricate grasp of cycles, with the ability to predict eclipses and planetary movements decades in advance. For example, their calculations of lunar cycles were so precise that their lunar calendar aligned closely with actual lunar phases over long periods. This knowledge wasn't just theoretical. It played a practical role in agriculture, religion, and civic life. Planting and harvesting times directly depended on their observations of the sun and moon, ensuring crops thrived and festivals aligned with celestial events. Architecturally, the Maya pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible with stone and labor. Their pyramids, temples, and palaces are not only visually stunning but also scientifically designed to align with celestial phenomena. Many structures are intentionally aligned with the solstices, equinoxes, or specific stars. For example, at Chichen Itza, the famous pyramid of Kukulkan features a series of staircases that create a shadow serpent during the spring and fall equinoxes. This isn't coincidence. It's a deliberate design that demonstrates their understanding of the solar cycle. They also built observatories like El Caracol, which was aligned with the movements of planets and stars, allowing priests to track celestial events from a vantage point designed with astronomical precision in mind. These architectural choices reflect a civilization whose structures weren't just for show, They functioned as tools for observing and understanding the cosmos. Their knowledge of mathematics, combined with their astronomy, allowed them to create complex calendars that blended religious and scientific purposes seamlessly. The long count calendar, for example, tracked vast periods of time with incredible accuracy. They could predict eclipse seasons, which was crucial since eclipses often held spiritual significance and were seen as omens. The integration of astronomy and architecture also extended into their city planning. Streets, plazas, and structures were often laid out based on celestial angles and alignments. It's as if they combined their scientific understanding with their cultural worldview, creating a civilization deeply connected to the rhythmic dance of the skies. Their achievements continue to fascinate scholars, revealing a society where astronomy and architecture intertwined to serve both spiritual and practical needs. The mysterious collapse of great cities. The sudden abandonment of major Mayan cities remains one of the most captivating mysteries in archaeology. These cities, once bustling centers of culture, politics, and religion, were deserted without clear signs of a violent invasion or a sudden disaster. Rabid speculation has surrounded the cause for decades, ranging from environmental struggles to social upheavals. One prevailing idea is that prolonged droughts severely impacted agriculture, which was the backbone of Mayan society. Without enough water to grow crops, entire communities could no longer sustain themselves, leading to a gradual decline and eventual desertion. In addition to climate factors, internal political conflicts are believed to have contributed to the collapse. Mayan politics were often marked by rivalry between city-states, with wars and alliances shifting frequently. Power struggles might have drained resources and destabilized governance, causing social chaos. When rulers lost their grip or city-states' economies faltered, people would have started to move away in search of stability or better opportunities. Over time, as more cities fell into disrepair or decline, the entire civilization experienced a kind of chain reaction, prompting mass migrations and the abandonment of once thriving centers. The unexplained nature of the collapse fuels much debate among scholars. Some suggest that disease or epidemic outbreaks could have played a role, spreading swiftly through densely packed urban areas. These outbreaks might have weakened the population, making it harder to maintain infrastructure or defend against external threats. Evidence for this remains elusive, however, as it's difficult to pinpoint disease as the primary cause without clear biological remains. Others argue that a combination of these factors, climate change, social unrest, and resource depletion, acted together, creating a perfect storm that the Mayan civilization couldn't withstand. What makes this collapse particularly intriguing is the resilience of the remaining Mayan enclaves and the subsequent revival observed in later centuries. Some smaller cities endured and even grew again, hinting at a complex pattern of decline rather than total destruction. The deserted cities left behind, with their intricate temples and sprawling plazas, provide silent testaments to a vibrant civilization that faced helplessness in the face of changing circumstances. Their abandonment remains a vivid reminder of how environmental, political, and social stresses can converge, ultimately reshaping societies in profound ways. Archaeological evidence and unanswered questions. Unearthing the ancient cityscapes of the Maya has revealed a treasure trove of artifacts, structures, and inscriptions that tell stories of a sophisticated civilization. Ruins of grand pyramids, sprawling plazas, and intricate stone carvings paint a picture of a society that valued architecture and artistry deeply. Archaeologists have found temples and ball courts, hinting at complex religious and social practices, while hieroglyphic inscriptions provide glimpses into their language, governance, and mythologies. These discoveries hold crucial clues about their political organization and cultural achievements, yet many details remain elusive. Despite the wealth of material evidence, questions about the day-to-day lives and societal shifts of the Maya linger. For instance, many scholars debate the causes behind their dramatic decline and sudden abandonment of cities. Was it due to environmental stress such as droughts and deforestation? Or did internal political conflicts and invasions play a larger role? Strangely, while some cities like Tikal and Köpen show signs of decline, others like Chichen Itza thrived until the arrival of Europeans. The reasons for these variations continue to puzzle researchers, suggesting a complex web of factors rather than a single cause. Another puzzle lies in the meaning behind the ancient Maya's writing system. Their hieroglyphs are among the most complex ever discovered in the Americas. While decipherment efforts have unlocked many texts, revealing dates of rulers, important historical events, and astronomical observations, vast sections remain undeciphered. Some inscriptions are incomplete or poorly preserved, and the context can be ambiguous. As a result, a clear picture of their history, beliefs, and interactions with neighboring cultures is still incomplete. This ongoing mystery keeps scholars eager to unearth more texts and develop better decoding methods. Furthermore, recent archaeological digs have uncovered evidence that challenges previous assumptions about Maya societal organization. Traditionally viewed as city-states often at war with each other, new findings suggest more interconnected and possibly more peaceful periods of alliance and cooperation. However, the reasons for shifts between conflict and cooperation are not fully understood. The complexity of their society, shifting climate conditions, and the spiritual significance attached to certain sites all add layers to the unanswered questions, keeping the Maya a fascinating puzzle for archaeologists and historians alike. Theories: war, famine, or something supernatural. The decline of the Maya civilization remains one of the most intriguing puzzles for archaeologists and historians. Over centuries, many explanations have been proposed, each reflecting different understandings of what could cause such a dramatic collapse. Some observers believe that war played a significant role. The Maya were often engaged in fierce conflicts, vying for control over resources, territory, and political dominance. Evidence of fortified sites, abandoned cities, and depictions of battles suggests that warfare may have sapped the society's strength. As conflict intensified, it could have led to widespread destruction, loss of life, and a breakdown in social order, making it difficult for communities to sustain themselves or organize effective resistance against invasions. Famine is another theory that has garnered attention when exploring the fall of the Maya. Environmental evidence, such as drought markers and soil analysis, implies that climate change could have drastically reduced crop yields. The Maya relied heavily on agriculture, especially maize, which was at the core of their diet. If droughts or poor harvests persisted over many seasons, starvation and population decline could follow swiftly. This ecological stress might have caused mass migrations as people sought more fertile land, which would strain governance structures and social cohesion. In such a scenario, the combination of environmental hardship and internal conflict could accelerate societal collapse. However, some researchers suggest that something supernatural or spiritual might have played a role. The Maya had rich religious beliefs and rituals that intertwined deeply with their daily lives and political authority. Certain scholars argue that social upheaval, environmental stresses, or war might have been interpreted through a spiritual lens, seen as divine punishment or signs from gods. Rituals, sacrifices, and omens were fundamental to their outlook, and societal crises could have been viewed as the gods' displeasure. This perspective underscores how cultural beliefs could influence collective reactions, sometimes leading to social unrest if people believed their gods were angry, or if they thought the world itself was destined for upheaval. In the end, it's likely that no single cause explains the collapse. Instead, a complex mix of warfare, environmental challenges, and spiritual factors probably intertwined in ways that overwhelmed the Maya civilization. Each theory offers a different piece of the puzzle, and researchers continue to piece together how these elements interacted. The Maya's decline wasn't a sudden event but probably a gradual process shaped by multiple pressures, making their story a fascinating blend of human resilience, environmental vulnerability, and deeply held beliefs. The rediscovery of ruins in the jungle. During the height of European exploration, the dense jungles of Central America largely concealed the remnants of the Maya civilization. When explorers first ventured into these thick canopies, it was often by chance that they stumbled upon the massive stone structures hidden beneath layers of greenery. The jungle's natural growth, vines, trees, and underbrush, had grown over centuries, camouflaging the ruins like nature's own cloak. Sometimes, a local guide's knowledge or an unusual rise in the landscape prompted explorers to investigate further. These initial discoveries often sparked excitement, revealing grand pyramids and expansive plazas long buried from plain sight. The process of uncovering these lost cities was gradual. Early explorers and scientists faced many challenges. They had to carefully clear thick vegetation without damaging fragile stone carvings or structures. Progress was slow, requiring patience and meticulous work. For example, one famous site was hidden under a blanket of tropical foliage, with only a few jagged stones peeking out. When they eventually excavated parts of it, the scale of the ancient city became visible. Large stepped pyramids, intricate hieroglyphs carved into stone walls, and remnants of ball courts, all buried beneath decades of forest growth. These findings changed what people believed about the extent and sophistication of Maya culture. Technological advancements in the 20th century greatly accelerated the rediscovery process. Aerial photography, for instance, allowed researchers to see the layout of entire cities from above. revealing patterning and infrastructure hidden at ground level. Scientists used infrared imagery to detect differences in soil and vegetation that indicated buried structures. Trees and vines that grew over the ruins, once a barrier to discovery, now became tools for locating hidden sites. This new perspective led to the identification of previously unknown cities and the mapping of old roadways that connected different sites. These efforts revealed just how widespread Maya civilization once was and how much of it had remained concealed in the jungle for centuries. Today, many of these discoveries continue thanks to modern technology and collaborative efforts. Remote sensing continues to pick out subtle signs of ancient construction, encouraging archaeologists to dig in promising spots. Preservation and study of these ruins help provide a clearer picture of Maya society, how they built, organized their cities, and integrated their environment. Each new find, whether it's a temple facade or a cluster of carved stelae, unlocks more secrets about their history. So, the rainforests that once seemed impenetrable are now seen not just as a barrier but as a gateway to uncovering ancestral stories buried within the lush green landscape. Hidden temples and lost manuscripts. In the dense jungles of Central America, mysterious structures often emerge from the greenery, a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Maya civilization. These temples, some concealed beneath centuries of growth or built atop older structures, continue to captivate archaeologists and explorers alike. Many of these hidden temples were deliberately designed with complex pathways and disguised entrances, making them difficult to locate without meticulous excavation. Remote sensing technology, like LiDAR, light detection and ranging, has revealed entire networks of these elusive sites, showing that many structures remain buried beneath the forest canopy. The discovery of such concealed temples has reshaped our understanding of Maya urban planning, suggesting the civilization's reach extended far beyond what was previously visible. Lost manuscripts, known as hieroglyphic codices, also hold immense historical significance but remain largely elusive. These ancient books, written on bark paper and folded in a screenfold style, contained detailed records of Maya astronomy, rituals, royal genealogies, and mythology. Sadly, most were destroyed by Spanish conquistadors who viewed these writings as pagan or heretical. Only a handful of these manuscripts have survived, some hidden away in European museums or private collections, making them incredibly rare and invaluable. Every fragment of surviving manuscript offers a glimpse into Maya life, revealing complex knowledge systems that Europeans at the time could barely comprehend. They are still a puzzle, with sections unreadable or damaged, but scholars continue to decipher what they can, uncovering secrets about Maya history, religion, and scientific understanding. Recently, efforts to locate and preserve these manuscripts have intensified. Advanced imaging techniques, such as multispectral analysis, allow researchers to uncover faint painted details or faded inscriptions on ancient bark books that are not visible to the naked eye. Secret caches of manuscripts may lie hidden within ancient temples or buried in remote caves, waiting to be rediscovered. Several expeditions have turned up fragments of lost documents, sometimes in unlikely places, underneath layers of rubble, packed away in hidden chambers, or concealed by natural erosion. Every discovery deepens the mystery surrounding the Maya, highlighting a civilization rich in knowledge and spirituality that deliberately hid its most precious writings and sacred sites from outsiders, whether for protection or due to loss over time. Exploring the continued hunt for these hidden temples and lost manuscripts immerses us in the spirit of discovery. Sometimes, uncovering a small fragment, a piece of pottery with faint inscriptions or a newly revealed staircase, can open up whole new chapters of understanding. Each find sparks fresh questions about what the Maya knew and preserved, and whether more secrets lie buried, waiting for technology or curiosity to bring them to light. While centuries have passed since the decline of the classical Maya civilization, their legacy endures in these hidden structures and stories etched on fragile manuscripts, whispering ancient wisdom from beneath layers of earth and time. What remains of the Maya legacy today? The legacy of the ancient Maya civilization is still very much alive in both tangible remains and cultural practices scattered across Central America. Archaeological sites like Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza stand as monumental testaments to their sophisticated architecture and engineering skills. These structures, with their towering pyramids, intricate stone carvings, and expansive temples, attract millions of visitors each year. They serve as open-air museums that reveal the grandeur of Maya society and help keep their history and art forms in public consciousness. In addition to these visible architectural remnants, the Maya influence persists through language, traditions, and community practices. Many indigenous groups in Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador still speak languages from the Mayan language family. These languages carry ancient vocabulary, stories, and oral histories that have been passed down through generations. Traditional crafts, such as weaving colorful textiles and pottery, also echo Maya artistic styles. These crafts are not just relics of the past, they are living expressions of identity maintained through everyday life. Religious and ceremonial customs rooted in Maya beliefs continue to be practiced today, blending ancient traditions with modern influences. For instance, local festivals often feature rituals honoring ancestors, elements of nature, or Mayan deities, revealing a deep spiritual connection that has endured through centuries. The use of astronomical knowledge in agricultural cycles and ceremonial timings remains relevant in some communities, demonstrating how ancient wisdom still shapes daily routines. These traditions serve as a bridge linking modern Maya descendants to their ancestors, reinforcing a sense of continuity despite centuries of change. Lastly, the Maya's mathematical and astronomical advancements have left a lasting mark on science and education in the region. The Mayan calendar system, renowned for its complexity and accuracy, still captivates scholars and enthusiasts. It influenced subsequent regional calendars and helped refine our understanding of celestial movements long before Western science formalized similar concepts. Educational programs and museums dedicated to Maya history promote awareness and appreciation of this ancient civilization's intellectual achievements. Overall, the Maya legacy endures through a combination of archaeological treasures, living traditions, linguistic vitality, and ongoing scholarly interest. As we come to the end of our journey into the world of the Maya, it's incredible to realize how much this ancient civilization has left behind. Remarkable cities, intricate artwork, and a complex society that once thrived across Central America. Despite their sudden decline centuries ago, the legacy of the Maya still lives on today in their descendants and their mysterious ruins, offering us a glimpse into a rich and sophisticated world. If you found this glimpse into their history fascinating, there's so much more to explore. Future videos will dive deeper into their everyday life, their incredible achievements, and the mysteries that still puzzle archaeologists today. Thanks for watching and being part of this adventure. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of lost civilizations and hidden worlds waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, keep wondering. There's always more to discover.